Would you create 100 different variables if you have been asked to input 100 numbers in C? How about entering and storing 1,000 such values? 1,000 variable creation? Or do you think some other alternative? The solution is the use of arrays. Let's go and deep dive to the concept of arrays here. Welcome back. We are going to touch upon the concept of arrays. Why do we need arrays? How do we access the values stored in arrays? What are the types of arrays that exist in C language? Demonstrating one example based on arrays, we would also be going to discuss assignment number 9. We are going to cover only single dimension arrays in this session. Multi-dimension arrays will be discussed in the next session. So let's go. So let's define array first. What's an array? So if you want to define array, it's a method of clubbing multiple entries of similar type. As we have seen in this video, like if you have been asked to enter, let's say, multiple values of the same type. So let's say 100 of integer values. So you will create 100 of integer variables. Instead, if you have some other mechanism, so what you can do is you can club those hundreds of values into one variable name, and you can evolve a kind of mechanism by which you can write and you can achieve the same goal. And this is how the array works for. So the method, it's a method that you store multiple values in a single variable instead of declaring separate variables. So as we discussed, like let's say if you have been asked to enter 5 numeric values, so you can create 5 different variable names, num1, num2, num3, num4, and num5. Instead, and then you will enter the values to those 5 variables, right? You probably be landing up writing 5 scanf statements and printf statements. Enter first value, enter second value, third value, fourth and fifth, and likewise 5 scanf values. At the same time, you are not going to declare 5 different variables. Instead, you are declaring just one variable, and you are saying that 5 values, right? So you can declare an array, and then you can assign 5 values to these particular. So the name will be a single name, but you can store multiple values to the single name. So how are they differentiated? How does array store these values into it? This is the next thing that we wanted to understand. So how array stores those values? This is what let's learn. So there is something called index. So what happens? Let's say you have declared an array of num named num and having 5, and you have stored 101, 102, 103, 104, and 105. So what happens? This maintains an index. So it starts everything to store from index number 0. So first value will be stored at num0. So this is num0 place where 101 will be stored. Num1, that's where num102 will be stored. Num3, there where num2 where 103 will be stored, likewise. So array starts indexing from 0. So these 5 values will be stored on the respective places. Like this will be stored at num0 place, this will be stored at num1 place, num2 place, num3 place, num4 place, right? If somebody wants to print num3, so what will happen? 0, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 104 will be printed. Here is the output that you see. This is the output of this printf statement. What if somebody wants to store at num6 or num5? There is nothing called num5. I mean, you can't store because the index starts from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the last maximum index of this array of size 5 will be 4. Okay, if you are trying to access, like instead of 3 you are trying to say 6, so this will be out of index. So hope the concept of how the values are stored in array is now pretty much clear to you. And how do we access then? So you have created an array of size 5 and you have stored these values to this array and you want to access this value. So the value can be accessed using supplying the index number. So suppose I want to display the fourth value. So I'll supply index number 3. So this is index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3, index 4, right? So the fourth value actually so here is the output. The value of fourth place is 104, right? Later, we are going to talk about the types of arrays, how many types of arrays that we can write in language C. There are mainly two types of arrays which we can write. Number one is single dimensional array, and the next is multi-dimensional array. In multi-dimensional array, there can be more than one dimension there in the array. We will be talking about multi-dimension array in next session. This is beyond the scope of this session. In this session, we are going to talk about single dimension array. So let's go to the demo and try to understand one question based on single dimension array. So I am here in editor and I have written a program for you guys just to save the time. And this program is talking about we are to enter 10 values and then print them. It's very simple. So let me put it as a comment. Enter 10 integer values and print. So first of all, that I have declared one array of size 10 so that it will accept 10 values, and I is for running a loop. I am telling enter 10 values. That is a message I am printing. The loop is running from 0 to 9. Why? Because the array starts storing its value from 0th place. So 0 to 9 is all 10 values, and I is increasing by 1. Then I'm telling enter the value number this. So it will enter the first, it will display the message, enter the first value, enter second value, enter third value, like that. And I am going to store the value at num arri. Num arri is 0 to 9. So the first value will be accepted at num arr 0. Second will be accepted at num arr 1. Third will be num arr 2, and likewise the last value will be accepted at num arr 9. And here the value is getting printed. Again, the loop is run from 0 to 9 and the value is printed num arr I. So hope this is the simplest example and this example is pretty much clear to you. Let me run this loop for you. I'm hitting the run button to see this. So you can see the output. It is asking enter 10 values, enter the first number. Let's say I'm telling 101. Enter the second number 102. Enter the third number 103. Enter the fourth number 104. Enter the fifth number 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, and 110. So I have entered this value and see the output. The values of the array are 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, and 110. Right? So hope the one demo that we have done on single dimension array is pretty much clear to you. I'm now taking you to the assignment number 9 to understand the other questions in the assignment based on arrays. So I am here in Google Chrome and I can open CodeWithAbby, the .blogspot.com. As we know, this is the site where we keep our assignments. And I'll expand this assignment section and I'll go to navigate to assignment number 9. This gets opened for you. You see, this is assignment number 9. In this assignment, there are many questions. There are 16 questions based on the array. I will walk you through with them. Write a program to create integer array initialized with some value. Very simple that you create. Write a program to input 10 values in an array and print the sixth value. Sixth value will be sitting at ARR 5. Write a program to print input 10 num values in the array and sum of the first and last. So some first value is ARR 0 and the last will be ARR 9. So you have to find the sum of both. Write a program to input 10 values in array and print the values. the one which we have already done. Write a program to input 10 values in an array and print the values in reverse. I mean, reverse means from 9 to 1. So you will run the loop from 9 to 0 and then you will print. Write a program to input 10 numbers in an array and print all the even values. So you will be running a loop from 0 to 9 and you will be finding num arr I modulo 2 equals 0, then print it. So even values. And likewise, this is for odd value. Write a program to input 10 values in an array and print the sum of all values. So you have to find the sum of all. We'll keep a variable called sum. Initialize it with 0 and then sum equal to sum plus num arr I. Run a loop from 0 to 9. Write a program to input 10 values and print the sum of odd values. So this is not for all values, but odd values. So just if num arr I modulo 2 not equals to 0, then sum equal to sum plus 1. Hope the concept that we have discussed related to array, basic concept is quite clear to you. We have discussed single dimension array. We have also walked through all the basic questions based on the array. Please go through and do them all. If you have any queries, please write to me on the email or comment there. Your query will be answered. See you in the next session. Bye-bye.
Subscribe for more updates. Comment or write us at mailtocodewithabby@gmail.com. Thanks for watching.